Good morning, everyone. How are
Good
you
morning.
all today?
Yeah, good, fine.
Okay, could I ask everyone to have your mics on mute? If you do have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat box, and our friendly advisors who are also here with us will help you answer your questions. All right? So, my name is Sunita, and I will be starting off the show today. Thank you for joining us on your precious Saturday morning. And I hope you will have a fabulous time and a fun time with us. All right. So I'm going to start it off by just telling you a little bit about myself. I have been with Thermomix for about 6.5 years, but I have owned one for about 8 years now. It's an amazing appliance, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, you are going to be blown away. All right. So can I just get a show of hands? Type number 1 if you do not have a Thermomix and are joining us for the first time. Please type number 1 in the chat box. And if you are already a customer and have your Thermomix, but have not seen any of our cooking shows online, type number 2. And if you are a returning customer, someone who has been with us and loving your Thermomix, type number 3. Great, we have a lot of first timers as well. That's fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so can I just ask, what is important to you when you cook? Is it something that it should be enjoyable? Should it be easy, time-saving, or creative? Let me know what you think cooking should be. For me, cooking should be creative, but easy. And it should also be fun, okay? And with my Thermomix, I think it covers the creative part because I love to bake. So it allows me to be very creative with a lot of my baking and cooking. And it's also very easy because I can cook all the types of cuisines now just by following recipes on my Thermomix, okay? Of course, it is time-saving, but also easy in the sense that there's no messy cleanup after using your Thermomix, right? Thermomix is sold worldwide and has won numerous awards. The company that makes Thermomix is called Fondant, okay? It's a German company that has been around for 135 years. Plus, if you were to check, the factory for Thermomix is in France, and it comes fully assembled from our factory in France, okay? So there are no made in China parts, etc. Right? The Thermomix TM6, which you see today, is the 9th generation. It started off in the 1960s as a pretty much like a blender, right? And it has evolved. The first Thermomix that came into Malaysia was the TM31 about 11 years ago. And we now have the latest model, which is the Smart at Heart TM6, which is your all-in-one super kitchen machine. Because the Thermomix is so popular, one Thermomix is sold around the world every 23 seconds. Okay, so that's how amazing this appliance is. Okay, what do you get when you buy your Thermomix? Okay, your Thermomix comes with our 3.3 liter Barometer. Okay, so this is called the Barometer dish, and this is called the Barometer tray. all right? And this is the lid. And the Barometer dish can hold a whole chicken for you to do your steaming, right? And this is what you would use when you are doing your multi-layer cooking. If you wanted to steam your chicken, cook your veggies, and then cook your rice, and you're doing a really nice chicken rice dish for your family, okay? Then we have the lid, and we have our simmering basket inside, okay? So this simmering basket is great for cooking rice. You get really nice low GI rice when you cook it with your simmering basket. And this is how you lift it out of your bowl using the spatula that comes with your Thermomix, right? And then we also have the measuring cup, which goes on top of your lid. And the reason it's called a measuring cup is because there are two lines on it which show a 50 ml and 100 ml quick measure. So if you wanted to just do a quick measure, you can actually use this to measure with. Okay, then we also have the splash guard. The splash guard is used for the TM6 when you do your high temperature cooking. And we also have the butterfly whisk, which comes with your Thermomix, and it goes into and sits right on top, just like that. The butterfly whisk is used for whipping cream, whisking, your cake batter, etc. Okay. Not forgetting our amazing 2.2 liter stainless steel bowl, right? And the blade inside. So the blade has a sharp side and a blunt side. And the Thermomix has a reverse mode where you can use it for cooking all your meats, right? So that is what you get when you buy your Thermomix. Of course, we have our fantastic German Mojito, which is a frictionless Mojito. Okay, so this basically means that if you are grinding or blending anything or doing something for long periods of time, it will not overheat. Unlike normal blenders, which sometimes when you're blending something, you will see it smoking or you will smell something burning because the rubber inside will start having a little smell, okay? But our German Mojito is frictionless and it is really, really powerful because the fastest speed on the Thermomix is turbo, which is 10,600 RPM. If you wanted to imagine what that was, can you just picture your BMW going at 250 kilometers an hour? That is how fast our turbo speed is, okay? And of course, we have the amazing 6.8-inch display, touch screen right now. So it's just like your smartphone. And what do you get? All of this amazing appliance for just $6,988. The actual price is $7,188, but we have a special pricing of $6,988. And we do have amazing financing plans available. You can purchase it using your credit or debit cards, or you could earn it for free by joining us as a partner. Do ask your friends who invited you how you can earn your machine for free as well, all right? So before I go into the rest of it, I'm going to start off on my recipe first. Today, I'm going to be making a peanut butter and chocolate custard, okay? And if you have seen our poster, it's Sweet Things Happen with Thermomix, okay? The Thermomix makes amazing desserts. And so I had a customer who messaged me saying she's not going to watch the show because it will be too tempting, right? So we're just going to go into the recipe, which is already saved on my TM6, and I'm going to go start cooking. Okay, so it says place a bowl onto your mixing bowl lid, all right? So the Thermomix has a built-in weighing scale already, so you don't have to use a separate weighing scale. So when the recipe says place a bowl on your mixing bowl lid, just place any bowl on the lid and go next and weigh in 50 grams of dark chocolate, 50% cocoa. So I'm going to weigh in 50 grams. So it's really easy because you can just weigh things in directly. Okay, so we've got 50 grams and it says set it aside. Okay, set this bowl aside. And then next, 40 to 50 grams of raw sugar. So I can just press tab on my screen to go back to 0 for the scale. And I'm going to put in 50 grams. My family and I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so I'm going to put in 50 grams of raw sugar. So we can just weigh everything in directly without having to pre-weigh. Okay, so 50 grams of sugar. And then next, 15 grams of corn flour. Okay, so this I've already weighed out because my corn flour container is quite big. So 15 grams corn flour. Next, 500 grams of milk. Okay, so I can just pour this in and weigh it as well. So we have 500 grams. And then next, 1 teaspoon of natural vanilla extract. Put that in. And then next, 2 eggs. Okay, so I've cracked my eggs separately. Okay, so we're just going to put this in. And then next, insert measuring cup. So it says put the lid back on and the measuring cup. And then go next. Okay, so now it's going to use a built-in mode on the TM6 called the Thicken Mode. Okay, so you can use this Thicken Mode for custards. You can use it for your kaya, etc. So you don't have to worry about setting the temperature or anything. It's auto preset at 80 degrees, all right? And just turn the dial to start. And it's going to now cook for about 10 minutes, okay? So while it is cooking, I'm going to share with you the rest of the details about the Thermomix, okay? So how many of you have a blender at home? Type number 1. How many of you have a weighing scale for your ingredients? Type number 2. How many of you have a handheld cake mixer or a Kenwood or KitchenAid? Type number 3. How many of you have a steamer, a separate steamer, or even the steamer that you use on your wok, etc.? Type number 4. How many of you have a bread maker at home? Maybe some of you like making breads and you have a bread maker. Type number 5. And for those of you who have an electric kettle for boiling water, type number 6. For those of you who have a slow cooker, type number 7. Okay, so judging from the comments, I think pretty much everyone has a lot of appliances at home, right? And when you have these appliances at home, I am very sure you do not have them all up on your kitchen counter, okay? Because no matter how big or small your kitchen is, having all your appliances out can make your kitchen look very cluttered. So for me, before I got my Thermomix, I actually had a Kenwood mixer, the big one, and I had a bread maker, and I have a blender, and I had a food processor. And obviously, I cannot have them all out at the same time. So they used to be put away in my cupboard. And whenever I wanted to do something, or I also had a bread maker. So whenever I wanted to do something, I would have to like go into the cupboard, take it out, put it up on the counter, use it, clean it, wipe it, put it away. And it was such a chore doing that, right? So invariably, if I thought of making bread, but the thought of actually taking everything out, making the bread, and then putting it away was just too much of a hassle, that I would just change my mind and decide not to make bread, right? So that was the easier option back then. But with the Thermomix, it sits on my counter all the time. And because it sits on my counter all the time, I use it 3 to 4 times a day. Sometimes I'll be just sitting around and then I'll turn and look at it and decide, oh, okay, I can make something for my family for tea time. And then I'll just get up and go make something. So that's what happens when you have the Thermomix at home, okay? So you save on space, and that is why it's called the all-in-one kitchen machine, because you will never have to put it away, right? The Thermomix is perfect for any family, whether you are a single adult and living on your own. It's an amazing appliance that you can use. If you are just married or planning on getting married, and for parents who have kids who are getting married, it makes an amazing wedding gift. It's the one appliance that you will need in your kitchen. You do not need to get anything else. If you have young children who are learning to cook 5, 6 years onwards, get them involved with your cooking and your baking, because that's a great start and a great learning experience for them. Or if you're in your golden years, okay? It's really easy to use the Thermomix. You can even sit down and use it. You don't have to be standing and stirring on the stove all the time, okay? So the Thermomix fits in with any lifestyle, right? So we're actually doing this thickening now, okay? So let me just share a little bit about this recipe that I'm doing. This recipe is from Cookie Dough, okay? So Cookie Dough is the recipe platform that comes with your Thermomix, okay? And we currently have 71,000 recipes, okay? So that will pretty much blow your mind, because 71,000 recipes, some of them are not in English. They may be in German, French, or any other language. If you are accessing, for those of you who already have your Thermomix, if you are accessing Cookie Dough, I would advise you to access it using Google Chrome on your mobile, your tablet, your laptop, because Google Chrome has a built-in translation feature. So major European languages like German, French, Spanish get translated to English automatically. You may need to tweak a little bit on the ingredients if you don't quite understand the translation, but most of the time, and even the Chinese recipes, the ones from China and Taiwan, get translated. So some ingredients may sound a little strange, but I'm sure you have friends, Chinese-speaking friends, who would be able to tell you the exact ingredient, right? So that is what I do with my partners. I will just ask, what does this particular ingredient mean, because the translation may not be quite correct, right? So I love using cookie dough because with cookie dough, I was kind of stuck in a rut, cooking the same old dishes for my family all the time. But with cookie dough, I can now explore, and my family gets to eat German, French, Italian, Mexican, any type of cuisine. It's so easy. My elder son recently had his birthday and he wanted Mexican food. So I ended up making Mexican ribs, nachos, jalapeno poppers, etc., which I would never attempt if I did not have my Thermomix, right? So it's really, really nice using the Thermomix to cook with, okay? How many of you like trying different foods? How many of you like baking? Type number 1. How many of you like to cook? Type number 2. Okay, so with baking, some of the recipes you can actually steam your breads or your cakes in your Barometer, but you will need an oven to bake otherwise. Okay, so your Thermomix cannot bake per se, right? You also cannot deep fry in the Thermomix unless you're using the high temp mode, which you can do your crispy shallots, your crispy ikan bilis, etc. Okay, so you can hear it going. And how many of you don't like cooking because it's messy? How many of you have been ordering on Grab Food or Food Panda since the MCO? I know a lot of people are now stuck at home, working from home. And working from home is not easy, okay? Because I have friends working from home and it ends up being longer hours because your bosses just take it for granted that you are available 16 hours a day, okay? So previously, if you went to the office, you could clock off maybe at 5 or 6 p.m. and come back home. But now, because you're working from home, you end up working even longer hours. So if that is happening to you, you need a Thermomix because you can actually attend to your bosses, but also be doing your cooking at the same time. So for instance, if you were doing something like this, you could just put it on and then continue with your work for that 10 minutes and then just go on to the next step, right? So can I just know, for those of you who have already ordered your Thermomix and are waiting for it to arrive, can you type number 1? Very good. Yes, we have a lot of people waiting for their Thermomix because of the MCO and EMCO. Our warehouse staff has been drastically reduced and working with a really skeletal staff. So we have had a delay in the deliveries. So please do be patient. Your Thermomix will come to you soon. How many of you have just received your Thermomix and have in the past 1 week? Type number 2. And have just started using it. Okay, so when it's done, you will hear this lovely sound, okay, to tell you it is done, right? The custard is done, and I can't tilt it too much, but you can see it's a beautiful custard. I'll just go to the next step, and it says immediately pour 1/3 of this into the reserved chocolate. So roughly 1/3. Okay, that's about 1/3. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, this one all just agak-agak lah. And it says to stir until the chocolate pieces are melted and smooth. Okay, so just give it a quick stir. Right. So use small chips if you can for this, or you could just use your block chocolate, but maybe just put it in your Thermomix before you start the recipe and give it a quick whiz for about 5 seconds on speed 6 to break it down. Okay, so we've got this beautiful chocolatey custard now. Okay, not sure if you can see it. All right, and then we go on to the next step. And it says place mixing bowl with remaining custard back into position and add in 70 grams of smooth peanut butter. You can make your own peanut butter with the Thermomix. Okay, just buy your peanuts, roast them, skin them, or buy the skinned ones like I normally do. And okay, so we're going to add the peanut butter in. Insert measuring cup. And next, for 10 seconds, speed 5. So this is now just going to mix the peanut butter into the custard as well for 10 seconds. So how easy is that? It's all done in the Thermomix. And then next, so immediately pour the peanut and chocolate custard into 4 small serving bowls. So I'm going to use these little ramekins, all right? And I'm going to serve it out. But in the meantime, I'm going to hand you over to Azurine to show you the next recipe. And then we will come back and see how these amazing peanut butter and chocolate custards look. Okay, over to Azurine now.
We cannot hear you.
Oopsie. Okay. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, hi, good morning. My name is Azurine. So today I'm going to make strawberry mojito. It's virgin, so no alcohol. Okay, I have saved the recipe on what I'm going to cook today, so I can just access it from my week. And then I could just start cooking. So this recipe is in German, and like Sunita said just now, if the recipe is in other language, you could just access it from Google Chrome, and it will directly translate it for you. So I'm going to skip the first step first because I'm going to show you how to turbo rock sugar. Sorry. So it says here, I need to put 60 grams of sugar. But for this recipe, I'm using rock sugar. I'm going to put this. Okay, and then from the cookie dough recipe itself, I can always access all the other modes from the screen. So I'm going to use the turbo mode to blend the rock sugar until it will be like powder consistency. So for safety reason, whenever you click on the turbo mode, it will lock the lids. So before clicking the turbo mode, it's best to put on the lids first. And then set it to 2 seconds. Okay, and then turbo it another time. Okay, to exit the turbo mode, just press the home button or maybe go back to the previous recipe. I'm going to show you, ta-da, from rock sugar to powder sugar. So I'm going to return back to the first recipe. So it says here to put 250 grams strawberries, frozen strawberries, but you have to thaw it a bit, but not too much because we want to have the icy consistency. So, okay. Next, the sugar. Next, it says 40 to 60 grams of lemon juice. So here. Okay, I'm putting 60 grams of lemon juice. You could also make lemonade for 2 seconds. Just turbo it. And then you could use this lemon skin to either clean your bowl, or you could find a recipe for lemon pound cake. So if you're interested in the zero waste lifestyle, you could find a collection of recipe that you can use that you can use ingredients from previous recipe. So next, this is 2 to 3 mint leaves. So I'm putting apple mint leaf. Next, 200 grams of cold water. Okay. And next, just put on the lid and it's going to blend for 45 seconds. And okay, now just click next and that's it, you're done. So easy, so fast. There you go. So next, just put on some ice on your glass and pour it in. And that's it. Okay, thank you. I'm going to pass next to Alwani. And
No,
she'll be, sorry?
To Lindsay.
Sorry?
To Lindsay.
Okay, to Lindsay, sorry.
No worries. Hello everyone. Good morning. Okay. Today I'll be making chocolate fondant. All right. The recipe is from Cookidoo. Sunita spoke a bit about Cookidoo just now. It's our Cookidoo is a recipe platform by Thermomix, so you can access your Cookidoo from the machine or even from your Padlet, from your gadget, and you can plan your meals, your weekly meals, and do your shopping in prior before you start cooking. Okay, before I talk about a couple of more latest mode on TM6, okay, I will start with the recipe first. Okay, so who is a fan of chocolate fondant here? Type in the chat. Yes. We all have sweet tooth, right? Okay, let's start. Okay, so I've saved the recipe in Cookidoo. Okay, chocolate fondant, I'm gonna start cooking. So it says preheat the oven to 230 degrees. Okay, so I've already done. Okay, so grease the 6 ramekins, already done. Grease it with butter, set aside. Okay, place 200 golden caster sugar. Okay, so what it's gonna do now is it's going to mill it. Okay, I'm gonna tare it. So we have a built-in weighing scale in Thermomix. Okay, so like what Sunita said, we don't need to have so many appliances, gadget around us when we are doing one recipe. So you just need one machine, one bowl. That's it. It does everything for us. Okay, so I'm gonna tare it. So 200 grams. Okay. So, okay, insert measuring cup and the lid. Next. Okay, right now it's going to turn to, it has set for me speed 10, 25 seconds. So it's going to mill it into icing form. So you can see how powerful it is, the machine. Just 25 seconds. Okay, it's done. Oh, look at that. Let's scrape all this in. So I'm going to show you how it looks like. Okay, so it says transfer to a bowl and set aside. Okay, so well, usually when we don't have a Thermomix or traditional way, we will be taking out our blending grinder, to grind the sugar, and then we'll have to take out a separate bowl. Later on, after this, we will have to melt the chocolate. So we have so many appliances and stuff all on our kitchen top. Okay, so next it says, okay, place. So it's okay to have some sugar. Anyway, end of the day, at the end, we have to add in all the ingredients to melt it and cook it. All right, 95-gram dark chocolate. Can use 70 to 80% of cocoa powder, cocoa minimum solids. Okay, I've already pre-weighed. 90-gram unsalted butter diced. Okay. Next, insert measuring cup into mixing lid. Okay. So right now it's asked me to turn to turbo selector 2 times. So it's going to break up the chocolate and together incorporate the butter. Okay. 2 times. Next. Okay, it says spread down. So has already broken up my chocolate into pieces and incorporated, okay, I'll show you. Incorporated the butter into the chocolate pieces. Look at that, how simple it is. So we just need one bowl. So imagine, you know, at home, we don't have the machine, we have to separate bowl, mix it together, put it aside and put it in another bowl and start to melt it. So easy with the Thermomix. Okay, next, insert measuring cup. Okay, right now it's telling me to turn to speed 1. It has set the temperature of 50 degrees, right? So right now it's going to melt for me the butter and the chocolate for 2 minutes. Speed 1. Okay, let's talk about the modes we have in Thermomix, right? We have perfect kneading every time. You can knead your dough in Thermomix, all right? Kneading bread has become so simple and effortless. You don't need to have special skills to make your breads now because we have Thermomix here to help us. Because you know, kneading bread is it requires skills. I myself is not a perfect baker, right? Before Thermomix, I tried kneading breads, you know, and my bread turned out to be hard, you know. So it's not simple. Thermomix has a special technique in there that copies the movement of our hand, you know. So it needs perfect doughs, right? So you can make breads, okay? You can make mantau, you can make your fish ball, your chicken ball, and then you could also make pasta, right? How many of you make your own pasta at home and your own breads? Can you type in the chat? Make perfect pastas, perfect bread. How many of you make a lot of bread at home? Yes. You know, and with Thermomix, to make bread, lots of it, yeah. To make bread dough, to knead, it takes about 2-3 minutes, okay? Before this, I was using a normal bread machine maker. It takes me about 20-25 minutes to knead bread dough. So, you know, with this, it's like really cut our time into half and save a lot of time. And we know it is fail-proof. It always comes out perfect. Yes, never fail, correct. Fresh breads every day. Yes, like Sunita said, you know, it's so simple. It's on our table all the time. You know, when we have nothing to do, we're like, okay, what can I do next? Why not do something? You know, it's so fast. It doesn't take long. Okay, so kneading, perfect kneading every time. Okay, I can cook. Everybody can cook with Thermomix. Okay, and so next, okay, let's see what's happening here. I'll continue with the rest of the function. Wow, you see, it's so fast. It melts the chocolate. So, can anyone type in the chat? Do you know what is the correct temperature to melt your chocolates? And how do you usually melt your chocolates? Does anyone know the correct temperature to melt the chocolates? Yes, 50 degrees. So I'm sure, okay, before this, I don't know it's 50 degrees. You know, I used to melt my chocolate in the microwave. Okay, look at that. I'm not sure you can see. Okay, I used to melt my chocolate in the microwave, and that is not the correct way because we buy expensive chocolates and we melt it in the microwave. There's no point. We are spoiling the chocolate. We are overheating the chocolate and it becomes dry, you know. And when we do it on the stove, we have to be there watching the chocolate, making sure it doesn't burn, you know, making sure the fire is correct. So with Thermomix, it's so simple. You know, while I was talking to you, the chocolate has already been melted. Okay, next. So spread down the sides, all right? Insert measuring cup into the mixing bowl. Okay, so it's going to mix again for me. All right, another 30 seconds, speed 2. Okay. So yes, so we have, okay, we have getting the temperature correct, okay? So we have a few new cooking modes that that has been introduced in the latest Thermomix. So we have the kettle mode, all right? So you can explore the unlimited possibility, right? So you can use the kettle mode at a precise temperature from 37 to 100 degrees, all right? It's very useful when you want to brew your coffee, your tea, especially when we spend a lot on expensive coffee beans or expensive tea leaves or green teas. You want to brew it at the perfect temperature to have that perfect aroma out of it, right? Again, when we have our normal kettle at home, it's always above 100 degrees, right? So to brew a perfect tea or coffee is at about 90 to 95 degrees. But Thermomix has a precise control temperature for us to make use of, right? Also, if you have little babies at home, you want to warm up their food, their milk, it's at the 37 degrees, between 37 to 40 degrees, right? So you don't overheat the milk, you don't kill all the nutrients, and it's not too warm for the baby, when you want to feed them, right? So that is our kettle mode. Okay, let's see what's happening. So it says next, add 50 gram plain flour, all right? So I'm going to tare it, 50 gram plain flour. Next, add reserved icing sugar. So the one that I've just milled. Two large eggs. Okay, it says add 2 large eggs and 1 egg yolk. So I've already measured all of them, all right? I'll add it in. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. I can already smell the chocolate fondant, okay? Oh, hungry now. Next. Okay, so 15 seconds, speed 4. So it's gonna mix everything for me now. Speed 4. Done. All right. Spread down the sides. Okay. So spread down the sides. It's gonna mix one more round because we have some sugars all around the bowl. Okay. Next, insert measuring cup. Next, it's gonna mix another 10 seconds, speed 4. Done. Okay, so right now, okay, it says transfer to prepared ramekins. So I've prepared 6 of this, all right? I'm just gonna transfer it in. Let's see. So you're just gonna fill it up into like, not full, but almost half, more than a little half, and we just bake it. And we just bake it at 230 degrees for 13 minutes. Make sure that, you know, when it's almost done, the sides are cooked, but you can see it's still wobbly in the middle. So that means it's fine, because we want to have that chocolate lava effect coming out when you cut the fondant, right? And you can serve it with ice cream and, you know, or just plain, you know, sprinkle some icing sugar over or chocolate powder, all right? So I'm going to continue with the mode, the cooking modes. So we talk about kettle mode. Now we have slow cook mode, all right? Again, this replaces our slow cook pot at home that we know we seldom use it. We are always keeping it in the cupboard because it's such a big pot, right? And okay, Thermomix now has slow cook mode that allows you to cook up to 8 hours reverse. Okay, it has a control temperature of 37 to 98 degrees. So without stopping, and gives you the melt in your mouth texture when it's done cooking. And also it makes food more delicious, and you don't need to worry about the food being dried up when it's cooking, right? Because it retains the moisture. So you can, before you go to bed at night, you know, or early in the morning before you go to work, throw it in, slow cook it for 8 hours. When you're back from work, you got your slow cook, nice tenderized meat waiting for you for dinner, right? Okay. So yeah, you can, you know, you can slow cook beef stew, your braised lamb shank, also red bean soup, a lot of Chinese dessert that requires slow cooking, right? And your braised duck, okay? Then after that, you can do pulled meat burger sandwiches, all right? You can also fermentation mode now. You can make your own cheese and yogurt, all right? How simple is that? How cool is that? So you have a control temperature of 37 to 70 degrees, that a constant set, it's already set, right? Constantly set for you. And it can it works up to 12 hours of fermentation. And you can also, yeah, I use the fermentation. Okay, you can also use the water temperature in the mixing bowl to create a warm environment and ferment your ingredients in the Barometer. So we have a lot of recipes that you can look out from Thermomix recipes and from Cookie Dough. So why I want to buy on the shelves now in the supermarket where you can make your own yogurt, right? We know what we are putting in, we know what we are feeding our family. So eat healthy and, you know, cook, save money. You can save a lot of money because it's not cheap buying if you want to buy a good yogurt brand, you know. Okay, and we have also sous vide. Okay, so who has used the sous vide function yet? Thermomix user or non-user, you have a sous vide machine at home? So sous vide is a cooking technique that cooks at a precise temperature that keeps your meat moist and tender, keeping its juice, you know, in the meat itself when you eat it, and it's really juicy. Yes. So whenever we go to, you know, restaurants, especially you know, fine dining restaurants, they always ask you, would you like your meat to be well done, rare, medium rare, you know? And when they, whatever it is, when they come out, when you eat the meat, it is so soft and juicy inside because they use the sous vide method. So to get now, Thermomix has a built-in sous vide function, all right? If not, you want to get a sous vide machine, it costs a few thousand to get a sous vide machine separately. So you see, everything is in the machine, okay? It's all here. And now we can have restaurant quality meat at home, okay? You can have your fine dining at home. We can't go out now, but that doesn't stop us to eat fine dining food at home. So to make sous vide, to the sous vide method, it has to be cooked at a precise temperature from 40 to 85 degrees, depending on the recipe and what meat you're using, fish or chicken or beef, you know. And you just put it at a high quality Ziploc bag. if you don't have a vacuum bag, just a high quality Ziploc BPA free bag. Put it in, remove all the air, and put it in your mixing bowl and let it cook following the recipe. And you will have perfect juicy meat. All right. And it also retains its nutrients and vitamins when you do sous vide method. Okay. And also we have this egg mode, 63 degrees, 66, 69 degrees, cooking your egg at the perfect way that you want. Like for me, I recently did egg Benedict, which I've never done before. You know, egg Benedict, you need to really cook it at the precise temperature. So with Thermomix, it's so easy. You know, there's a setting in there. You just set the temperature, and it does the work for you. And it's so yummy with the Hollandaise sauce. Okay, you have to try it, because to eat egg Benedict out in the restaurant is not cheap. Okay. I'm not sure if you know, but for me, when I last ate out in a restaurant, it cost about 23 ringgit just for 1 or 2 eggs on a piece of toast, okay, with the Hollandaise sauce. Now we can make it at home, just exact way how the restaurants make it. So cool, right? Okay, so yes, your salad, your meat, all in sous vide method. Up to, you can cook, slow cook up to 12 hours, right? Okay, so right now I will be putting my chocolate fondant into the oven. I'll see you guys later. I'll pass it to my next teammate to present the next dish. See you later.
Hi, hello everyone. Hello Malaysian. Okay, my name is Alwani Diana. You can call me Alwani or you can call me Wani. So I said hello to Malaysian. Why is that? Because today I am going to put something from our most famous the Malay kitchen cookbooks. So this is the bestseller cookbook from Thermomix, and you can get this for free. So if you want to know how to get this cookbook for free, please stay tuned with me until the end, because I will show you how. So today I'm going to make this menu from this cookbook, which we call it Durian Gravy, or in Malay we call it kuah durian, or some call it Sarawak durian. All right, it's so easy, just 15 minutes and only one simple step. Okay, so since this is not guided cooking, this is a manual cooking according to the cookbook. So you can have a look at how is the steps on if you want to do manual cooking. All right. So first, we need to go to our scale and we need to check how many durian we have here. So the cookbook say, the recipe say we need 700 durian flesh with the seeds, right? So I'm going to put it inside and see how much durian I have. Okay, wow. The smell is so good. It's durian season now in Malaysia, so you should try this one, okay? So easy, just 15 minutes and only one simple step. All right, look at that. I have 686 grams, and now I have about 733 grams. Okay, a little bit more because the recipe asks for 700. Okay, now I'm going to put in coconut milk. So I have fresh coconut milk here. Okay, just press stir first so the scale will turn to 0, and then we need 500 grams of coconut milk. So let's see. We need 500. Almost there. Okay, almost there. All right. Okay, nice. is I need 200 grams of water. And here is my water. I just need to measure it until 200. Slowly. Okay, perfect. All right. Next one will be palm sugar. So you can use any palm sugar that you have, or maybe raw cane sugar, gula melaka, whatever you have at home. So this is what I'm going to use. So they need 50 grams. If you like it slightly sweeter or slightly less sweet, then you can adjust your ingredients as well. There is not an issue with Thermomix. And the last one is I'm gonna need that pandan. Okay, so just put everything in. Okay, you don't have to worry. Just put everything in and close the lid. And here is how you want to do manual cooking. Okay, first you need to set the time. So for this recipe, I will set it to 15 minutes. Okay, and the temperature will be 90 degrees. Why 90 degrees? Because we have coconut milk, we have our santan inside, so we want to cook it perfectly, okay? We don't want to overcook it. Okay, so we will keep the temperature up to 90 degrees. And the speed is the speed of the blade that will mix or stir our durian gravy, our kuah durian. So I will set it to speed 1. And I'm done just like that. So now I can enjoy my coffee or go watch TV and so on, but not today because I have a job for you guys, okay? So I hope you can see this because I want to talk about the benefits of cooking with Thermomix. Can you hear me? Okay, so cooking with Thermomix is obviously quick and easy, just like what you just saw me doing just now. And it means that everyone can cook. Believe it or not, this is my first time ever in my life making this dish. Okay, I never made kuah durian and never made durian gravy before. This is my very first time. And I am that confident to do it live in front of all of you, okay? It's so healthy that you can check your ingredients, and also it has auto cooking and also auto washing function. So after my cooking, after I finish cooking here, I can just set it to auto washing, so I can enjoy my meal straight away. I don't have to wash the bowl and so on. And it is also space saving. As you can see in my kitchen, you don't see any other appliances because everything is done by just one machine, which is my Thermomix. Okay, Thermomix has over 20 functions, so I don't need that other 20 appliances. I just need this one. And yeah, say goodbye to cooking fumes. So when you cook with your stuff, you need to have like this one to cater your fumes. But with Thermomix, you don't need that. Why should you need that, right? So save your money. Okay, so it's time to own your Thermomix today. How much is it? How to pay for it, right? So actually, we have 3 payment options, which is the first one is full payment. So when you pay for full payment, you are entitled for extra free gift, which is either the Chinese flavor cookbook or the most this cookbook, the Malay kitchen. Okay, you can choose that one. You can choose that either Chinese flavor cookbook or Malay kitchen cookbook and get it for free by paying full payment. Okay, you can use your credit card or debit card or whatsoever. but make it a full payment to entitle for the extra freebie. We also have a easy installment plan, no interest, 0 interest, and you can choose to do installment by using a credit card or by using a debit card, okay? The installment by using credit card is as low as 291 per month, less than 300. How amazing is that? Okay, that is just for 2 years, 0 interest. And when you do your math right, you're gonna get that cost of less than 10 ringgit, about 9 ringgit per day, okay, for unlimited cooking, all right? Okay, so my friend has briefed you on all the Thermomix accessories that you will get in the complete package, but not to forget, you will also get this amazing basic cookbook, okay? It is so thick, very high quality, hardcover, and it has a lot of basic recipes and tips inside, okay? So let's have a look inside. What do we have? What is the tips? Okay, for example, you love pastry. So we have a lot of pastry tips over here. And also, for example, you have a baby and you want to make your own chicken stock. Then you can check out all the recipe for your homemade ingredients as well. How about bread? All Thermomix users love to make bread, right? Because we are guided from A to Z, okay? So here we have all the tips for the yeast, for the flours, mixing, kneading, and proving, and so on. And ice cream, our stress reliever, but contain a lot of sugar, right? So we stay at home, we are stressed, but we don't want to gain anyway. So this is your chance, make your own fruit ice cream with 0 sugar, okay? At home in just a very short time. I think this one is about 1 minute plus, okay? Just to get a cone of ice cream. That's cool, right? And also inside this cookbook, we have shared, we have like, what do we say? Tips to use your Thermomix. For example, we have the chopping function, what is the amount, what is the recommended time and speed, the tips, the techniques, and so on. So everything is inside this cookbook. So keep it safe, okay? Do not ignore this cookbook because it is your next best friend in the world. All right. Okay. So what else will you get with that price? One price for everything, okay? You will get a VIP cooking class. Like right now, we have a cooking class every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We also have free delivery to all Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak, Peninsula, all free delivery for you. And we have online recipes community. Besides Cookidoo, we also have online community. We also have community sharing their own recipes, and we also have free unboxing service. Due to PKP now, due to MCO now, we have online online unboxing every week. And also you will get personal advisor support, like from me or from your friend who is an advisor and authorized advisor of Thermomix. And also you will get 2 years of warranty for these cooking appliances. And last but not least is our amazing Cookidoo recipes. You will get 6 months free Cookidoo subscription, okay? So don't worry about that. You will have like almost unlimited recipes because if you combine everything, you are really have plenty of choices to cook based on recipes that you got. All right. So, what would you recommend to Thermomix? Okay, if I were to recommend Thermomix to someone, I would say it should be for everyone. Either you are a chef, you are a cook, you are a good cook, or you can't cook at all, or you are a parent with children, or you are a single woman or man, and maybe someone with medical or dietary needs, maybe someone with, for example, eczema problem, because you can make your own eczema-friendly food like bread and so on. And also, yeah, busy professionals like me. I am a working mom. I am a busy mom every day. I work from home, and yeah, it's a perfect gadget for me, really. Instead, and also for those who think that health is important to them, okay, so you can consider this, all right? Okay, so I have another 6 minutes here. So I just want to share that if you love your, if you have your Thermomix, if you get your Thermomix today and you really love using your Thermomix and love sharing about it with your family or with your friends, and you think that you want to consider to be an advisor to join us as a family, then don't hesitate to let your advisor know so you can sign up and be part of us, okay? Do not be hesitate to do that because you are always welcome to our family, okay? So, just before I finish, okay, so when you are part of our family, you will have the chance to get another Thermomix for free, and also you can get a lot of other incentives like some other free gifts, and also to earn some commission. All right.
Okay,
So,
sorry to interrupt. My chocolate fondant is done. Can I show to everyone?
okay. Now I would like to go for our.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Chocolate fondant. I just want to show to everyone before it, dries up.
Okay.
Okay, guys, it's here. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. So good. So you can, so you can serve it with ice cream, vanilla ice cream. All right. Yes, it's lunchtime now. I'm not supposed to eat it, but I think I'm going to eat it first, then I'll have my lunch. Okay, back to my teammate. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
So
you.
Okay, so back to me now. So I will explain to you about our current promo. So our current promo, you will get 4 items, which is 1 cookbook and 3 limited edition items, which is imported from Australia. So the first one is the Barometer silicone muffin mold. Okay, this muffin mold is silicone. It is soft. It is easy to store. It is heat resistant, and it is perfect to go with your Thermomix, with your Barometer tray. Okay, so like this, you can just put it in here, and it can be perfectly fit. Okay, see, it's perfect fit. All right. So what else do we get? We also get this one, Barometer, which is stainless steel, very heavy, very thick, and very, very, very high quality. And this one can fit perfectly into our Barometer dish. Okay, just put it inside, and you can steam whatever you want. You can put your own bowl and your own container to steam it, okay? And last but not least, is our Barometer baking paper. This is reusable baking paper. So I have the sample here. Okay. Very simple. And it will be helpful when you want to steam something that is like very fragile, like your dim sum or your mantau, your soft bun. So you just put it inside. You can just press it firmly to fit it inside. And then you can straight away put your dish to steam here, okay? All right. So I have another 1 minute left for my durian gravy. So I just want to remind you that make sure you get your Thermomix from our authorized advisor. Make sure that you contact your authorized advisor via the right medium, because please do not check Thermomix from Shopee or Lazada or Carousel, because we don't use that platform to sell, okay? Thermomix is only sold by via authorized advisor like me and other friends here. Okay, so I think now we can go to my other friends to show their dishes. All right, and you will come back to me to see my dishes now. All right.
Hi everyone, I'm back and I want to show you the beautiful chocolate peanut butter dessert. Okay, let me pull my camera in a little closer and you can see. See those amazing dishes? So the recipe says it makes 4, but I actually got 6 in these ramekins, and I think that's a nice quantity for one person. If I made 4, they would be a lot fuller and a bit much, right? Sweetness overload. So I've also made my own peanut brittle in the Thermomix. So there's a recipe for peanut brittle in the Thermomix, which you can make. And I've sprinkled it over the dessert. So this is going to go into the fridge and we're all going to have it for dessert later. So I'm going to pass you over to Azuri to show you her dish now. Over to Azuri.
Okay, so here's my drink. So good on a very hot day. So simple, just 45 seconds. Put everything in, blend it all, and you're done. You get your drinks for lunch or for tea time. It's so good. Yum. And then for sugar, you can reduce your sugar or put more sugar if you want, up to you. But everything else, just follow the cookie dough. Thank you, and back to my other teammates.
Hello. So my durian gravy is done. All right. Look at the consistency. It is very thick and very perfect consistency here. Right. And the smell in my house right now, you won't believe it. It smells so good. And I am not sweating at all from mixing or stirring my durian gravy. So that's all from me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Selamat
I
Hari
hope you
Raya.
enjoy the show.
Bye everyone. Have a great weekend.
Selamat Hari Raya. Thank you.
Thank you.